Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I am Liz Quinn, your star Scentsy consultant. So today what I have for you is just my weekly what I've been warming, the things that I've been getting through in the last 7-ish days, and what I thought of them. So let's just dive right on in. The first thing that I want to tell you guys about was the Open Plains Warming. That collection is very interesting. There are 4 bars, and I was super excited about all but one of them on cold, and my opinions have changed some, but not... Some of them were good, some of them were bad. The first thing is going to be the Counting the Stars. This is the one that I was the least impressed with, and I do have to say that on warm it got better, but it is the most like weathered leather itself, which is what this 4-bar collection was inspired by. This is a heavy-hitting, truly leathery scent with some strawberry added. Very strong. Definitely reminds me of getting into a new vehicle, and then you add some maybe strawberry air freshener to it and a little bit of this white woods. I will enjoy this truly 1 cube at a time in a space like my basement. It is very, very powerful, and compared to its parent scent, Weathered Leather, I do like this much better. Am I going to get more? No. Am I unhappy with it? It's better than I thought it would be, but not really my favorite. Now, the next one was the disappointment for me in the bunch. This Wide Open Spaces, I thought it was going to smell like leather, but then you add a bunch of gourmand notes. Instead, when we warmed this, it turned into Play-Doh. My older daughter and my husband both came in and said, "Ugh, what are you warming? Take it out immediately." I hadn't even had this thing in for 2 hours, and they were like, "Nope, it's done, it's over with." So what I'm going to do with the rest of this bar and the other one, I'm not sure. Maybe I will use a little bit of this and melt it with a lot of vanilla bean buttercream and get kind of an interesting complex vanilla bean scent with a little bit of leather. I don't know, but this ended up being the womp 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 of the group, and I'm kind of sad because the notes made me want this to be the best one. It was not. Now the last 2, which were the first 2 in the bunch, were fabulous, and I have clubbed them. Under the Oak Tree, my older daughter's been melting this in her room for multiple days in a week, and that is saying something. So this one's got like mahogany and apple, or maybe it's just apple and some sort of wood note. Maybe it isn't mahogany because I know that's in the other bar here. And the suede leather. Very nice, kind of medium strong, rounded smell that is good in anyone's home, I think, unless you just do not like apple and leather. Excellent bar. Really, really pleased with this. And then the standout of the group, for those of us that already like White Amber and Teak, is definitely going to be your hometown cowboy. Greg, my husband, loved this. I put it in the club immediately. It's like you took White Amber and Teak, dialed down certain notes that are in that, and made this a little bit more tailored and a little bit more truly masculine without the woodiness. This does have a mahogany note, but it also has all of the deep aged leather and a just gorgeous, very nice manly smell that makes all of us in the house very happy, and Gregory in particular. So that is a winner. Now, another day I decided that I was really craving fall feelin'. And I have to say that I was a little bit surprised that after it had sat for 2 months, it got kind of sharp on me, more so than when I first melted it back in August as a brand new bar. This was my favorite, and I still really enjoy it, of all of the new releases, but the sharpness makes me think only a couple cubes and a couple of warmers rather than I had loaded it up in the entire house, and the cranberry and the blood orange and the juniper had just gotten a little bit much. So, still a bar that I enjoy, but I'm going to be using it more sparingly. So I tried to kind of balance that out in the home with cranberry and cardamom. That was pretty successful, and this is one of the ones that I wasn't as excited about when we first got our new release bars, and I'm liking it more and more as I'm melting it. Because it's got the cherry, the white cranberry, and the cardamom, it was just sweet enough, but with the cardamom spice, it went well with Fall Feelin', so I would recommend melting those together. And then I would not recommend what I started out the day with, which was some Palo Santo and cinnamon in alternate warmers with Fall Feelin'. It was way too sharp, even for me, and it was the kind of rainy, soggy day outside where I probably should have put bakery in the warmers, so that may have influenced it, but the Palo Santo and cinnamon is a gorgeous smell. But I wouldn't do this back to back with something else that also has other sharp notes, because this has got bergamot and it has the Palo Santo and it has some cinnamon in it. So it's a very warm, smoldery, but sharp spice scent, and it did not play too well with the other ones that I had in. So we shall isolate this one and melt it on its own next time. Now, one of the days last week, my holiday haul came in, and to get myself in the mood, because truly, the holiday and the harvest hauls are a couple of my favorite things to film all year, and I try to set a scene and set a mood even for myself to enjoy the video more than I would to just, bang out your next what I've been warming, which we do every week. So I put Sleigh Ride in to make it special, and oh, you guys, I know that I did my first review on this, but this is a holiday bar you've got to try. The fur in here is so warm and rounded, and it has cranberry. It is lovely. Last year's Sweet Orange and Evergreen totally stole my heart on an emotional level. This one is stealing my heart little by little by being consistent and really pleasant when you warm it. You've got to put this in your club or get a few bars of this if you like evergreen scents at all. And even if you don't, the cranberry in here makes it more crowd-pleasing, I think, than, say, iced pine used to be. Then another thing that I was just kind of throwing in some warmers at weird times was caramel chestnut. This is a fabulous bar, but oddly enough, I was having some trouble that day. I think I just put in other things that were too assertive smelling this, and this one's usually a boomer. So this is caramel and chestnut in equal amounts. It was a brick last year. It was amazing. It's in my club. I still got, 2 or 3 bricks left because I cleaned up some more in clearance after the season was over. This is such a good warm gourmand scent, you guys. You have to try it if you can ever get your hands on it. It's amazing. And that leads me to another bar that, because I got my holiday haul, I had the sense of the season. And I was so excited about this new one, Caramel Praline Cake. I put it in a couple of warmers in my back room as soon as I got done with the video because the on-cold sniff was so amazing. Now, I still think that the on-cold sniff is amazing. It's a lot softer than when you first opened the clam. The very first, almost like whoosh out of the clam, this smelled like almond, croissant, and stroopwafel delight. But in an odd way, because this has never happened to me before with any bar coming out of a clamshell, after that initial poof of smell, I threw this in the warmers, and you got a very nice caramel and cakey scent. But it didn't throw very far, and it was not terribly strong. Now, several of my colleagues that I've watched, they're just advising that you cure this one and it'll be great. I sincerely hope so. I am going to carefully warm these 4 cubes, I believe, in my bedroom whenever the mood strikes next, and I'm sure it will be much better. This on scent profile and scent appeal is amazing if you love bakery, but it just wasn't the medium or stronger that I was expecting. It was like medium light and kind of hard to discern, but we're going to try it again. And I think you guys should check this one out. I'm not saying don't get it, but I just need to find the right place to warm it so I can appreciate it. Then one that I did not have any trouble smelling was the Frosted White Pine from the same collection. I threw a couple cubes of this in, a couple warmers just to try it for a morning. I mean, it's too early in the year for me to be really in the mood for pine. And this is pine out in the forest with the fresh air and lots of greenery. And it's almost like a vegetation greenery, not Christmas tree greenery, along with the white pine. So it's extremely outdoorsy and woodsy. It's really good, but it's strong. And unlike ice pine, which had a very one note and very penetrating kind of a scent in your house, this one spreads out more, and it's still going to be pretty overwhelming, but it's different, and I think it's rather nostalgic, and it's really, really nice. So if you like pine smells, definitely check this out. If you don't particularly want it to smell just like a fresh cut tree, go with something more like Sleigh Ride if you're not a hardcore tree lover. This is very good if you are, though. Then another day, I was doing alternate warmers of Around the Campfire, which is just wonderful, smoky, sultry sweetness. Oh, it's so good, you guys. Very woodsy with Cashmere Leaves, which is such an interesting standout bar from our Harvest collection right now. It's got sweetness from apple. It has some crunchy leaves. It almost has like a cinnamon sugar. It's got cashmere spice. Fascinating, fascinating melt. It has all sorts of layers that play very nicely together and make it hard for even someone like me who loves to describe things to say what this really is. You just have to warm it. Another thing, which is what I'm doing today, and you guys, this is such a good combination. Our current scent of the month is our cashmere, pumpkin cashmere. This has an interesting kind of sharp note, not bad sharp, not like some of the woodsy stuff I was talking about earlier, just a little bit of sharpness from the cashmere and the pine cones with all of the pumpkin. It's medium level at best, not super strong, but strong enough to be present. And I paired that with the 3 Thumbs Up. This is like a pumpkin spice bar, pumpkin spice quick bread. Oh, those two together in the house were amazing. And this is the best bar. Probably, I started losing my mind over this one early August, and I had not melted it in several weeks. I would say, for me personally, that 3 Thumbs Up bar is probably the best fall thing I'm adding to my arsenal that will stay in my club for a long time. For me, it's right up there with apple butter frosting, just a pumpkin version of a bakery scent that's good in your home all the time and is just top notch. Love it. Another day, I did some Forever Fall, which is the pumpkin brown sugar scent. This is so delicious. It's super cloying and heavy and almost like a bowl of pumpkin puree with all the baking spices, but I am loving this. I clubbed this one. And to lighten that up a little bit, I was doing it in alternate warmers with sugar cookie, and I apologize that I do not remember who recommended that I do this. One of the people that commented on my channel. Whoever you were, thank you. This was a home run. The sugar cookie is the exact right thing to balance the heaviness of Forever Fall. So good. And then I don't remember which day, but a few random cubes of Cozy Kitchen, which is available now as a brick. You guys have got to get this if you like bakery. It's so good. And no, these are not supposed to come apart. Mine came so battered up and broken that I have a lid that comes off, and I didn't even try. I'm being a little bit snarky, but this is so good, you guys. If you don't want a brick, put it in your club as a bar. It's got oats, creaminess, brown sugar, a little bit of a cinnamon swirl. It's mellow, medium level, excellent bakery. And I would say the best melt of the week for the whole family was this amazingly consistent brick of pumpkin roll. I ordered another brick as a half off in a party I just closed. You guys, I've always loved this scent, but I personally have struggled with the bar size performing consistently. This brick is what pumpkin roll should be. My husband said, oh, it smells like Thanksgiving in here. He loved this, and so did the girls. So if you are thinking about getting any of the bricks, especially as a fall brick, there are 3 in our catalog right now: the pumpkin roll, the Christmas cottage, and the very snowy spruce. All 3 of those are solid performers, but for me, this is the one that I'll be bricking rather than barring, because this much wax, if it's done right, will help me for a couple of seasons to not worry about whether or not my pumpkin roll bricks or bars are going to have all of the pecan, the spices, the creamy filling of the roulade, and the yellow cake. This is a home run, and we all loved it. And then the last couple things I don't even remember what else I did in my bedroom. I think I did a little bit of Jack's Obsession, and I forgot to put the clam in there. So that is a bar you can put in Scentsy Club right now, or you can get the fancy bundle with the limited edition 30th anniversary Nightmare Before Christmas warmer and a brick of Jack's Obsession. So that is a nice green apple cider scent with a pinch of clove. Perfect this time of the year. But I know that I did a good bit of Scarlet Sunflower, and this is elegant. Really light and crisp with a sunflower note, some almost like a distilled apple juice cider kind of apple. Very clear, like a Honeycrisp cider if you've ever had that. It's so good. And then some cranberry. Really, really nice. I enjoyed that in my bedroom. And the one thing I know I did in my basement, and I think I did a Teddy Bees of Team Pumpkin, which is like a cinnamon sugar and spice frosting with a bit of pumpkin smell, and that was good. But Slay All Day I did just for a couple of days down there to freshen it up. And this obviously is a winter scent, but I was just feeling like it. It's got juniper and lots of fresh air. It's been gone for several seasons, but my younger daughter loves it, so I got a pile after it retired in clearance. And it was fabulous. And being that it's the 16th of October when I'm filming this, it'll go up on Wednesday. I've only got 2 weeks left. before it's Christmas season if you're a decorator. Some people even start before Halloween. I was just at a place, one of the places I get most of my decor, you guys. And the ladies that run that place, they know me very well. I definitely frequent that, and most of what you'll see on my trees that's really high quality comes from this place called Heavenly Scent that is the best. If you live in Michigan and you love decor, get yourself to the Heavenly Scent Herb Farm that is a little bit north of M59. There are so many wondrous things there, and the lady that runs it is excellent. Anyway, she talks to me every year, and I show her what I'm thinking about. And where am I going with all this? I had a point. I really did. When Christmas season starts. And so she and the other ladies behind the counter are looking at me, and they're serious. And they said, well, when do you start doing Christmas? And I said, well, I'm good, and I try to wait till November 1st. And they all started to laugh because if you do Christmas like I do Christmas, you really should start about now, or else you're going to get gray hair, which I do every year, with the magical transformation of your entire home from top to bottom, inside and out, with intricate trees and the ribbons and the garlands and the swags, and I do a lot of it myself. So that's a little bit early to be talking Christmas, but for someone who is a decorator, that's where I'll be going in 2 weeks. So I got all of my fall stuff done and organized and enjoyed. And I'll be tearing it all down except for the Thanksgiving things because I'm hosting Thanksgiving. And my husband did get the turkey fryer. If you want to know, we finally found that this weekend and it's safely tucked away so that we can fry an experimental turkey. I'll let you know how that goes before Thanksgiving, and then we'll have the real one. So this is Elizabeth with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Enjoy your fall, but enjoy ordering your Christmas now because all of a sudden we'll all be Christmasing in about 2 weeks. And even if it's only a little bit, if you're just a shopper or a planner, November starts the most wonderful time of the year, and so that we're not all completely exhausted, sometimes we got to start planning now. Have a great day, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.